I've officially seen it all. A fucking lettuce shortage. I mean, I don't know what's worse, the shortage itself or the fact that despite everything going on in the world, most people are panicking over the fact that KFC are putting cabbage on their burgers instead of lettuce. I mean, if that's as bad as your day gets from all of this, then cry me a river of salty tears, mate. Terrible time to be a vegan. I mean, paying that much for greens. You know, if prices keep going up, they might have no choice but to try and pull down a low-flying duck for a feed. Personally, I could suffer for a season paying a bit more if it meant some farmer was making a killing. But the thing is, they're not. You know why? Because everything else has gone up too. Fuel, fertiliser, packaging and transport costs, the bloody electricity alone. I mean, no one's winning. I mean, the only thing that hasn't gone up is your sports bet balance. And you can bet on that. And you know what I reckon? Now, I admit, I've sat here and I've drank 2 bottles of rum, but I've got it all worked out. We did it to ourselves. God is angry, my friend. Now look, I'm no Bible basher, but if there is a big fella in the sky, he is shitty. Well, look at it, mate. They're calling this lettuce thing a perfect storm. Too much rain, flood, too cold of a winter, polar blasts moving up. I mean, wearing a coat in Queensland, isn't that enough of an alarm bell in itself? And remember all those fires? I mean, Christ, we just had a plague rip through the world. Admittedly, it wasn't as bad as the black one or the Spanish one, but still, now the food is suffering, see? Fire, flood, famine, war, plague. I mean, to me, that sounds a lot like the last time Noah came rolling around in his Quintrex tinny to me. But he won't be able to this time, you know why? Because they didn't let Kata build the fucking dams. And good luck to Noah. I mean, if he's looking to try and get 2 of every animal, well, we've driven most of them to extinction, so I dare say there's going to be a few openings on the ark. I'm telling you, mate, if there's a new world, it'll just be full of kangaroos and ibis. And we deserve it. You know why? Because we're the only species that goes around cutting up random body parts off a tiger, eating it because we think it's going to give us a rock hard erection. The Lord has held up a big mirror the last couple of years, mate, and I'm telling you, it's going to get a lot worse than cabbage on a zinger burger. You know, mate, if there's one thing I've learned in the last couple of years about this country, backpackers, they're the backbone of it. Well, no one here wants to work. See, as soon as we locked out the backpackers, fruit just started rotting on the trees. Famine, I'm telling you. And like I said, mate, we brought it on ourselves. And you know why? For the same reason that anything in the world happens. Because of cock and pussy. And look how we treat the humble backpacker. I mean, we underpay them, we shove them in dirty hostels full of the clap, and then we try and root them in droves the minute they get a job pulling beers. I mean, they're doing more hard yakka than Jason from Blacktown. All I'm saying is if we spent less time drinking to root them and more time just drinking with them, perhaps the Lord wouldn't be trying to punish us right now. Like I said, mate, we did it to ourselves. We're a mob of desperate, horny people who underpaid the worker, and now we're getting cabbage on our zinger burger. For every time a bloke has gone to the backpacker at his local pub and offered to give her a tour of the local sites, God has given us a tariff increase. The world has been driven into the ground by one thing: cock. That's why lettuce, fuel, electricity, that's why everything is so high, and that is why we have war. Cock and pussy fucked it, just like everything else. But hey, as long as we still get a good batch of mangoes at the end of the year, that's all I care about. Anyway, how have you been? Did you watch Origin the other night? Good game, eh?
I don't wanna buy a fight, you know, old fella, but I have